You want to know why she stopped chasing you. You want to know why the passion died, why the texts got colder, why she pulled away. Here is the truth most men will never accept. She stopped chasing you because you never stopped chasing her. Think about that for a moment. Every time you reached out first, every time you asked if everything was okay, every time you explained yourself, justified your feelings, or tried to prove your worth, you were teaching her that she did not need to chase anything. You were always there, and what is always available becomes invisible. This is not about tricks or games. This is about understanding human nature at its core. Both Stoicism and Machiavelli observe the same truth from different angles. People value what is scarce, what requires effort, what they cannot fully control. You have been doing the opposite. You have been making yourself abundant, predictable, and easy to possess. Let me show you what happens inside a woman's mind when a man chases too hard. She starts to question his value. Not consciously at first, but something shifts. She wonders why he has so much time for her. She wonders if other women want him. She wonders if she is settling. The more you pursue, the more these doubts grow. And the more she pulls back to test if you will chase harder. It becomes a cycle that kills attraction. Most men respond to her distance by closing the gap. They text more. They ask what is wrong. They plan dates, buy gifts, write paragraphs explaining their feelings. And with every action, they confirm her worst fear, that no one else wants him. So he is clinging to her. This is where you lose. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journals that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. He was talking about war, about grief, about loss. But the principle applies here with surgical precision. You cannot control whether she chases you. You cannot control her feelings, her attraction, or her decisions. The only thing you control is your own reaction, your own behavior, your own frame. When you accept this, everything changes. You stop trying to manipulate outcomes. You stop obsessing over her responses. You stop bending yourself into shapes to please her. You return to yourself. And that return is what creates the chase. Here is what Stoicism teaches about desire and attachment. When you need something outside yourself to feel complete, you give it power over you. When you release that need, when you build completeness within yourself, you become the source of power. Women feel this shift. It is not something you can fake. It is a fundamental change in how you move through the world. But there is another layer here. Machiavelli understood human nature from a different perspective. He was not concerned with inner peace. He was concerned with results, with power, with how people actually behave versus how they claim to behave. And his observations are brutal in their accuracy. Machiavelli wrote that people despise what is easy to obtain and value what requires effort. He observed that when you pursue someone too openly, you lower your perceived value in their eyes. When you retreat, when you create distance, when you show that you have other priorities, their perception shifts. They begin to wonder. They begin to chase. This is not cruelty. This is reality. You see it everywhere. The job offer you had to fight for feels more valuable than the one handed to you. The friend who is always available becomes background noise. The person who has boundaries, who says no, who does not always respond immediately becomes interesting, becomes worth pursuing. Combine these two perspectives. Stoic detachment gives you inner strength. Machiavellian awareness gives you strategic positioning. Together, they create a man who is grounded in himself and conscious of his effect on others. A man women chase because he does not need to be chased. Let me give you a real example. There was a man who came to understand this after months of struggling. He had been dating a woman for 3 months. Things started strong, but over time she became distant. She took longer to respond to texts. She canceled plans. She seemed less interested. His instinct was to fix it, to talk about it, to ask her what was wrong, so he did. And it made everything worse. Every conversation about the relationship pushed her further away. She told him she needed space. He gave her a day, then texted asking if she had enough space. She stopped responding altogether. He sent a paragraph explaining his feelings. Nothing. He was in free fall. Then something shifted. He stopped, not because of strategy, but because he was exhausted. He had nothing left to say. He deleted her number, so he would not be tempted to reach out. He focused on work. He went to the gym. He started reading again. He reconnected with friends he had neglected. For 2 weeks, he did not think about her. Or when he did, he let the thought pass without acting on it. On day 16, she texted him, a casual message asking how he was. He did not respond immediately. He was at dinner with friends. He saw the message, put his phone away, and responded 3 hours later with a simple, light reply. No questions. No neediness. No mention of their past conversations. She responded faster this time. He took his time again. Over the next week, she started initiating more, asking to see him, suggesting plans. He said yes to some, no to others, not to play games, but because he genuinely had other things going on. His life had expanded beyond her. Within a month, the dynamic had completely reversed. She was chasing him. She was the one seeking reassurance. She was the one making effort. And the relationship became stronger because it was now balanced. He was no longer the source of all pursuit. He had become the prize. What changed? His internal state. He stopped needing her validation. He stopped organizing his life around her responses. He became outcome independent. That shift radiated outward. She felt it, and it reignited everything. This is the framework you need to understand. Control your emotional reactions. When she pulls away, your instinct is to close the gap. Resist that instinct. Observe the feeling without acting on it. Sit with the discomfort. Let time pass. Most men lose because they cannot tolerate uncertainty. They need immediate reassurance. You must become comfortable in the silence. This is pure Stoic training. Epictetus taught that we suffer not from events, but from our judgments about events. Her distance is neutral. Your panic is the problem. Build a life she wants to join, not a life that revolves around her. Most men put the woman at the center and arrange everything else around her schedule, her mood, her needs. This creates a black hole where you used to be. She looks at you and sees someone with no mission, no drive, no independence. Reverse this. Put your purpose at the center. Your work, your health, your growth, your friendships. Let her be part of that world if she chooses. But never let her become the whole world. Maintain mystery. You do not need to share every thought, every feeling, every detail of your day. You do not need to explain yourself constantly. Silence creates space. Space creates curiosity. Curiosity creates pursuit. Most men talk themselves out of attraction by over-explaining. They think transparency equals connection. Sometimes it does, but too much transparency equals predictability. And predictability kills desire. Never seek validation from her. Do not ask if she likes you. Do not fish for compliments. Do not require her reassurance to feel good about yourself. The moment you seek validation, you position yourself below her. You make her the judge of your worth. She will accept that role, and she will find you lacking. Not because you are, but because the frame itself destroys attraction. Validation must come from within, from your own standards, from your own self-respect. These principles are not manipulation. They are alignment with reality. They are how attraction actually works. Stripped of the fantasy stories we tell ourselves, women are attracted to men who are grounded, independent and outcome independent. Men who have options, even if they do not exercise them. Men who can walk away if the relationship becomes toxic or one-sided. This is not cruelty. This is self-respect. Now let me give you something you can practice today. For the next 48 hours, go completely silent with the woman you are thinking about. Do not text her. Do not call her. Do not check her social media. Remove the temptation entirely if you need to. Use those 48 hours to focus entirely on yourself. Work on a project. Train your body. Read something challenging. Have deep conversations with friends. Build something. Create something. Improve something. During this time, observe your own mind. Notice how often you think about her. Notice the urge to reach out. Notice the stories you tell yourself about what her silence means. Do not judge these thoughts. Just observe them. This is Stoic practice. You are training your mind to sit with discomfort without reacting. After 48 hours, evaluate her behavior. Did she reach out? How long did it take? What was the tone? This will tell you everything about where you stand. If she reached out, you know she is still invested. If she did not, you know the relationship was already one-sided. Either way, you gain clarity, and clarity is power. More importantly, evaluate your own state. Do you feel calmer, stronger, more centered? If so, you have just experienced what detachment creates. You have felt your own power return. That feeling is what you must cultivate permanently, not as a tactic but as a way of being. This is the work. Stoicism gives you the inner foundation. You learn to control your mind, to accept what you cannot change, to focus only on your own actions and character. Machiavelli gives you the external awareness. You learn to see human nature clearly, to understand power dynamics, to position yourself strategically. Together they create a man who is both internally strong and externally effective. Women do not chase men who chase them. They chase men who have something better to do. Men with purpose, men with standards, men who are moving forward with or without them. This is not about being cold or distant for its own sake. This is about being genuinely invested in your own life. When you are, everything else follows. You become attractive not because you are trying to be, but because you are occupied with something meaningful. Your attention becomes valuable because it is scarce. Your presence becomes magnetic because it is not guaranteed. Your commitment becomes significant because it is a choice, not a desperate need. This is the shift. From chasing to being chased. From needing to being needed. From reacting to her to creating your own frame. She will feel this change before you even say a word. And if she is the right woman, she will step up. She will match your energy. She will start investing. If she does not, you have saved yourself months or years of chasing someone who was never going to meet you where you are. Let me go deeper into why this works. Attraction is not logical. It does not respond to reasoning or explanations. It responds to emotion, to energy, to presence. When you chase a woman, you are operating from scarcity. You are signaling that you do not have other options, that you are afraid of losing her, that your happiness depends on her response. She feels this energy, and it repels her at a level she cannot even articulate. When you stop chasing, when you redirect your energy into yourself, you are operating from abundance. You are signaling that you have other things going on, that you are not afraid of her leaving, that your happiness comes from within. She feels this energy too, and it draws her in. This is not theory. This is observed reality across thousands of relationships. Think about your own experience. When have you been most attracted to someone? Was it when they were constantly available, constantly seeking your approval, constantly trying to please you? Or was it when they had their own life, their own interests, their own boundaries? When they said no sometimes? When they made you work for their attention? Be honest with yourself. You know the answer. You are asking her to do something you would never do yourself. You are asking her to chase someone who is always available, always accommodating, always seeking approval. It goes against human nature. And when you ask people to go against their nature, they resist. They pull away. They lose interest. So you must become the person worth chasing. Not by pretending, not by playing hard to get while secretly obsessing over her, but by genuinely building a life that fulfills you with or without her. This is where most men get confused. They think this is about acting a certain way. It is not. It is about becoming a certain way. The man in the story I told you earlier did not plan to ignore her texts. He was not executing a strategy. He was exhausted. He had given up. And in that surrender, he accidentally stumbled into the correct frame. He stopped caring about the outcome. He focused on himself. And that authenticity is what brought her back. You cannot fake this. Women have sensors for inauthenticity that are more accurate than any lie detector. If you are ignoring her texts while constantly checking to see if she responded, you are still in the chase. You are still outcome dependent. You are still giving her power over your emotional state. She will sense this and it will not work. The goal is to reach a place where you genuinely do not need her response, to feel good about yourself, where you are so invested in your own mission, your own growth, your own life, that her participation becomes optional. Nice if it happens, fine if it does not. This is true detachment. This is what creates the magnetic pull. Marcus Aurelius also wrote that the obstacle is the way. Her distance is not the problem. It is the teacher. It is showing you where you have been weak, where you have been needy, where you have abandoned yourself. Take the lesson. Use the pain to build something stronger. Return to yourself. Build the life you want. Become the man you respect. When you do this, you will stop asking how to make her chase you. You will stop thinking about her behavior at all. You will be too busy becoming someone worth chasing, and that is when everything changes. This transformation is not comfortable. It requires you to sit with feelings you have been avoiding. Loneliness, uncertainty, the fear that if you stop chasing, she will disappear forever. These feelings are real. They are valid, but they are not truth. They are stories your mind tells you to keep you trapped in the same patterns. Let the feelings exist without acting on them. This is the hardest part. Your body will scream at you to reach out, to fix things, to control the situation. Do not listen. Breathe through it. Go for a walk. Lift weights. Call a friend. Pour yourself into work. Let the discomfort burn itself out. It will pass. Everything passes. On the other side of that discomfort is freedom. The freedom to exist without needing her approval. The freedom to make choices based on what you want, not what you think will keep her interested. The freedom to walk away from situations that do not serve you. This freedom is the most attractive quality a man can possess. Women are not attracted to perfection. They are attracted to wholeness. To a man who is complete within himself, who has integrated his strengths and weaknesses, who does not need external validation to know his worth. This is what Stoicism builds. This is what Machiavelli recognized in powerful men throughout history. You have the capacity to become this man, not by changing who you are at your core, but by removing the layers of neediness, insecurity, and fear that have covered your true self. Those layers were built through years of conditioning. Society told you that love requires sacrifice, that relationships require compromise, that you must earn a woman's affection through constant effort. Some of that is true. Relationships do require effort, but not the kind of effort you have been giving. Not the exhausting, soul-crushing effort of trying to be someone you are not. Not the desperate effort of constantly seeking reassurance. The effort required is the effort of becoming your best self, of building something meaningful with your life, of maintaining your standards and boundaries, of choosing her every day, not because you need her, but because you want her. There is a massive difference between those two positions. Needing someone puts you below them. Wanting someone while being complete without them puts you beside them, equal, sovereign, free. This is the position from which healthy relationships are built. If you have been chasing, if you have been the one always initiating, always seeking, always trying to fix things, you can change this. But you must be willing to risk losing her in order to save the relationship. You must be willing to step back, create space, and see if she steps forward. If she does, you know you have something real. If she does not, you know you were holding on to an illusion. Either way, you win because you get clarity, because you get your power back, because you stop wasting your time and energy on someone who was never going to meet you where you are, and you free yourself to find someone who will. This is Stoic truth, where silence becomes strength,